your own content, then I would suggest that you take what I'm going to share with you as tips and tricks for yourself. But I am mainly going to share with things that are going to help you when if you go the assistance mentorship route. So hello everyone. The first thing I would like to discuss is how to set up your edit room once you get a project in hand. Okay. So there are a lot of things that you should, you should know before you step into an actual edit room. The one that you have in campus is good, but it is not. It is, you have a lot of support, a lot of care goes in towards maintaining that. That is not what you're going to receive when you step out onto the real world scenario, right? So there are a lot of things that you are going to have to do for yourself when you are going to be a working professional. Those things are taken care of by Vivian sir, Prashant sir, I think Manu and Parag are also still there. So a lot of things have been taken care of by these people, but you have to. So I'll list down things. First is when you get into onto a project, be it a film, be it OTT, be it anything, even an ad for that matter. My personal suggestion would be to visit your editing space before you actually start working, so that you get to know what are you working with, and you can flag any potential issues that might arise to your reporting, the person you report to. It can be an associate, it can be an editor, or you might be the editor yourself. But it is always a good practice to go check out what hardware and software you're going to be using, because if it is a long format content, you're going to be spending 2 months, 3 months, 6 months. I've spent 3 years on a project. So you are going to spend a lot of time with all these things, and these things need to be set up in a particular way so that it is streamlined and is easy for you to work with and work around. The next thing is you should first, after you get onto a project, you should first confirm with your post supervisor what editing software are you going to use. I have worked on possibly every editing software that there is, barring a few. In college, I think DaVinci was just introduced. They had just introduced the editing page. So I have edited an HD project, I think, on DaVinci, because I was, and to be honest, I was, I didn't want to, I'm not bragging. I just didn't want to move out of DaVinci to any other software because of my laziness. So because there was an editing option within DaVinci, I just chose to stay within Resolve. I did not transcode to Avid. I did not go to Premiere Pro, whatever you use. But you should be very proficient in all of these. Is another tip I would like to share with everyone present today. Because one thing that I have noticed, because I have been working before I was a student in Whistling Woods, is that you get very specific set of work requirements by someone who's hiring you. That can be a producer, an agency, anyone. But they will send out requirements as in you need an FCP editor or an Avid editor or a Premiere Pro editor. रिजॉल्व का अभी तक आया नहीं है कभी रिक्वायरमेंट, मैंने देखा नहीं है, बट मे बी इन द फ्यूचर आ सकता है. But I would suggest that you consider these NLEs as tools and not, the Bible. That is one thing that I would really want you to concentrate on, because I've seen a lot of people get compartmentalized saying कि हाँ मेरे को FCP समझ में आता है तो FCP के आगे दुनिया खत्म होती है. ऐसा एक पॉइंट तक था, लेकिन नहीं है आज. आज हर कोई अपने अपने हिसाब से, अपने अपने प्रेफरेंसेस से जो सॉफ्टवेयर सबसे आसान हो या जो सॉफ्टवेयर में पे काम करने में मजा आता है वो प्रेफर करके काम करते हैं. सो एज समवन हु एज you people are just going to be stepping into the industry, I would suggest that you be proficient in all of them and not consider any one software as your preference. You should ideally be ticking all boxes when you're presented with what software do you use. That is how you will maximize the potential of you being employed or you being given a job. Now coming to software, uh, if you are hired on a project where you are already told what you're going to be editing on, as an assistant editor, your roles and duties don't only aren't, in fact, my bad, aren't limited to the footage or your anything related only to the project. You are also responsible of ensuring that your machine doesn't crash, your machine is working fine before and after the editor is going to be using it. So there are a few tips I would like to share with you all before you start off on a project. They are that you should if you go to the place where you're going to be editing and you check out if the system has softwares like VLC, QuickTime, all of that. No, I mean these are very small details, but these details are going to help you a lot because you're going to be using them. If you aren't using them today, you will be using them at some point in your time when you will be assisting someone or you're going to start off on your own. So check out if the system that you're going to be using has softwares like VLC, QuickTime, Shutter Encoder, jo bhi, whatever there are a million softwares and they're just a Google search away. So you find out what all you will be requiring during the duration of your edit of your project, and you ensure that all these things you have on your hand before the editor or whoever you report to asks for them. This is something that is very important. Another thing I would like to share is that you can make yourself stand out by having the lag time. Now I'd like to explain the statement by giving you an example. Okay, before the editor even asks you if the footage is transcoded, you're supposed to tell the editor what the status is of the transcode. That is how ideally we should be working. That is what makes you different than the crowd. And if you are interested in making yourself stand out, these are tips and tricks I would suggest you inculcate in yourself from day one, because they are very important. People notice you even if you are doing a very insignificant job of just copying footage, or I mean everyone has done it, you will also probably do it, but people kind of look at it as it is an insignificant, very small part of the bigger picture. But I would suggest that you consider anything that you do, even a spot on a set is a very important and a very crucial part of the crew. And that is how I look at projects. Even I might just be you know visiting a set to deliver a hard drive, and I've done this before when I was working. I still would not consider myself as a production runner. I will still consider myself as someone who's contributing towards making content. And this outlook really helps you keep yourself motivated, is the point I'm trying to make. Now coming to what Prashant sir said, because I have a unique position of telling you how our college helped me out professionally, so definitely it did. Uh, I was to give you a little history thing. I was working as a DIT before I joined Whistling Woods. I worked on quite a few films, TVCs, etc. I'll share my IMDb. You all can go check it out if you're interested. But And if you all don't know, I'd like to give you a brief intro about what a DIT does and his roles and responsibilities are. Uh, a DIT copies all the raw footage that is generated on a set. Now, the set can be anything. It can be a multi-crore Salman film, or it can be a small thing that you all are doing in your backyard. You're trying to shoot someone dance, a TikTok, whatever. But this procedure of copying this footage from the camera card to a storage medium is always going to be there, and it is a very, very important and crucial job. And there are a million things that you have to take care of, because someone has entrusted you to deal with the footage that is potentially worth crores, or even, I mean, whatever, 1,000 crores maybe. So technically, before joining Whistling Woods, I was pretty strong because of the background I came from of a DIT, because I was dealing with footage with uh, mm, file formats, with dimensions, all of these things on a daily basis. I did have an advantage over my peers when it came to technical side of things. Definitely, I was very much uh, a kacha limbu, for the lack of a better word, when it comes to film theory. So that is what Whistling Woods uh, provided me with. It gave me a direction, and it gave me a complete uh, understanding of the theory of what we are trying to do, what you people will be doing, and why things are done in that particular way. Now, another thing that I would also share is, coincidentally, Whistling Woods had just inculcated Avid into their curriculum. I think we were the first batch that was trained on Avid, unless I'm mistaken, Prashant sir, uh, who got training for 1.5 years on Avid. That really helped a lot. If you're planning to work in films and only films, Avid is your daily bread and butter. Please just, absorb the manuals that Vivian sir has shared with y'all. Y'all should know every word that has been printed on that manual. It is going to help you, if not today, 10 years later, but it will help you. Ye hoga aapke saath pakka. And start. Another tip that I would suggest is, when you open a software, there is always a manual that's embedded in the software. If you go on help, it will show up. Start using it. आपके 99% ऑफ प्रॉब्लम्स उस मैनुअल में उसका सोल्यूशन ऑलरेडी होता है, विदाउट आस्किंग एनीवन, विदाउट गोइंग आउट ऑफ योर एप्लीकेशन, without wasting time. You will be able to find out whatever issue is. आपके एक्सपोर्ट में कोई इशू है, आपके टेक्निकल सॉफ्टवेयर में कुछ बग आ रहा है, whatever it is, most of these issues will be mentioned with the solution that you need to do in the manual. So I would suggest that you start reading manuals and make yourself very well versed with what to do when things go wrong, because everyone knows what to do when everything is going fine. You should know what to do when things aren't going right. For example, आपने एक्सपोर्ट किया, लेकिन एक्सपोर्ट आपको बाद में पता चल रहा है कि एक्सपोर्ट में ऑडियो नहीं है. दिस इज अ वेरी वेरी रियल वर्ल्ड एग्जांपल. आई हैव डन दिस. आई हैव given out exports where there wasn't audio. Everyone makes mistakes, but you learn after you make mistakes. But the problem isn't you made a bad export. The problem is why. You should know why that bad export happened. If you don't know, then you will never be able to find out why you can not repeat this mistake in the future. आपको एक बार अगर पता चल जाएगा कि आपके एक्सपोर्ट सेटिंग्स में कहाँ गड़बड़ थी, तो आपको अगली बार हमेशा ध्यान रहेगा कि मेरे को, हाँ, ये सेटिंग या तो ऑन रखना है या ऑफ रखना है, और फिर एक्सपोर्ट निकालना है. तो ये बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है कि आप इस वे में आप अपने आप को कंडक्ट करें, एटलीस्ट व्हेन यू आर असिस्टिंग समवन, व्हेन यू आर ट्राइंग टू गेट इनटू editing films or OTT content, you the first thing that you're going to be doing is assisting someone usually. ठीक है, तो कॉलेज में प्रशांत सर और बाकी के सारे लोग आपको सब कुछ एज एन एडिटर सिखाते हैं यूजुअली, बट द फर्स्ट रियल वर्ल्ड जॉब दैट यू मोस्ट प्रोबब्ली विल गेट इज असिस्टिंग समवन. सो ये चीज आपको बहुत ध्यान से अपने जहन में डालनी है कि मैं एडिटर नहीं हूं अभी, मैं बन जाऊंगा अगर मैं ये सारी चीजें सही से करूंगा तो दैट इज हाउ आई लुक एट things that I need to take care of every day. And the things that I'm telling you is not one time you have to look at it and do it. ये रोज आपको day in day out आपको ये सारी चीजें ध्यान में रख के काम करना पड़ेगा. Another thing is Prashant, I would like to share one incident that Prashant sir had interviewed me for my editing specialization. And the only question I think that he asked me was, are you a person who sits in front of a computer? क्या तुम 10 घंटे 12 घंटे 14 घंटे कंप्यूटर के सामने बैठ सकते हो? ये सर ने मुझे पूछा था, अभी भी याद है मुझे. और मैंने बोला था, सर आपको कितनी देर बिठाना है आप बिठा दीजिए, मेरे को बस बताना कब जाना है करके. And that is the work ethic I have inculcated in myself, and I would suggest that you put in this work ethic. I know everyone has personal lives, everyone has a million things other than work to do, but when you are trying to make a name for yourself, I would suggest that you put these things on lesser priority than making work should be the first priority that you should be doing. And yeah, I mean, other things other than that are when it comes to managing your project, you should know literally everything that is in your project. आपको बीच नींद में उठा के अगर पूछा किसी ने कि ये फाइल या ये फुटेज कहाँ पे, you shouldn't take more than 30 seconds to tell that person. That is how much you should know about your project. If you don't, आप सही से काम नहीं कर रहे हैं अपना, is all I can tell you about it. From my personal experience, I have worked on a film called Drive. I think everyone has heard about it because of recent events, which I would not like to go in any further detail. But I was on that project for I think around three and a half years. I started off as an assistant, and because of certain delays, a lot of issues, which we don't need to get into at this point in time.
So what film is this?
Drive. Sushant and Jacqueline.
Oh.
Right. So there was a lot of footage, and I was the only assistant editor on it. After a point, there were people before, but the issue that happened was there was just too much of footage to be managed by a single person, and production had only organized one person, which was me, for a very long time. So you need to know where what is at all points in time. आप ये नहीं बोल सकते किसी को, अगर आपके एडिटर ने या the person that you report to, if someone is asking you कि ये शायद लिया था, and these are scenarios that most probably प्रशांत सर नहीं आपको बता पाएंगे in your classes, but there are times where a director or a producer will walk into your editing room and say कि मैंने ये shot लिया था, मेरे को ये edit में दिखा नहीं है. ठीक है, तो either you need to know कि अगर वो shot है footage में तो वो editor के पास, या आपने खुद अगर काटा है तो वो एक edit में क्यों नहीं है, or you need to confidently be able to explain to your director or your producer कि सर शायद आपको लग रहा है कि आपने ये शॉट लिया है, लेकिन आप या तो आपने वो शॉट लिया है मेरे पास आया नहीं है, एडिट पे कभी आया ही नहीं था वो शॉट, या आपने वो शॉट ही नहीं लिया है. These are three possible scenarios that usually exist. and you need to be able to answer your director, your producer or your editor within 30 seconds to 2 minutes. इससे ज्यादा टाइम लिया आपने तो फिर आपके ऊपर unnecessary सवाल उठ सकते हैं, and then you will be responsible for what happens after that. Is another point I would like to share with anyone who would like to know these tips, which I consider are very very important real world tips. Apart from that, yeah, सिर्फ आप वीडियो पे concentrate please मत कीजिए. You need to also learn how to edit audio. ठीक है. आपका वीडियो एडिटिंग कितना भी अच्छा हो, अगर आपके वीडियो एडिट के नीचे आपका ऑडियो एडिट अच्छा नहीं होगा तो it is going to get bounced 10 times out of 10 times. There is no scenario, there is no according to me, this is my opinion, कि जहाँ पे आपका ऑडियो एडिट, आपका ऑडियो लेयर अच्छे से एडिटेड ना हो तो बाउंस होगा, आपका एडिट पक्का बाउंस होगा. तो प्लीज स्टार्ट लर्निंग हाउ टू एडिट योर ऑडियो, हाउ टू मैनेज योर ऑडियो. आपको क्या करना है ऑडियो के साथ. आप अगर म्यूजिक, रेफरेंस म्यूजिक यूज कर रहे हैं तो उसको लूप कैसे करना चाहिए, ये सब चीजें आप प्लीज अभी से सीखिए, ताकि आपको आगे जाके बहुत काम आएगा ये सब. क्योंकि लिए यूजुअली अब मैं बताता हूँ मैं पहले कैसे करता था. अगर मुझे कोई गाना 3 मिनट का गाना मिल गया तो मेरा एडिट भी 3 मिनट का होता था. एंड आई एम नॉट डिसाइडिंग दैट, द लेंथ ऑफ द ट्रैक इज डिसाइडिंग दैट. इट इज नॉट एन आइडियल सिनेरियो टू बी इन. अगर एंड को 5 मिनट का एडिट देना है तो आपका म्यूजिक विथ म्यूजिक अगर देना है तो 5 मिनट का म्यूजिक आपको क्रिएट करना पड़ेगा. in which scenario looping a music track helps you out. So please learn how to loop your music. Please learn how to sync dialogues. Sync के ऊपर तो एक पूरा अलग सेशन हम कर सकते हैं. Sync is also very very important. You need to know how to sync. There are multiple ways of syncing your footage. I don't know if you all have been taught everything, all methods of syncing footage in college, but there are, अगर आप manually clap देख के footage sync करते हैं तो इसके अलावा भी बहुत सारे तरीके हैं footage sync करने के, which are jam syncing your footage with the camera time code. वो एक वे है. दूसरा वे है आप कोई सॉफ्टवेयर यूज करें, थर्ड पार्टी सॉफ्टवेयर यूज करें और सिंक करें अपना फुटेज. बट ऑल दीज आर fixes that aren't going to give you a guaranteed 100% results. So it is always preferred by editors and people in post that आप manually sync करें, लेकिन फटाफट काम करके चाहिए होता है. Usually people are not going to give you 1 week to sync 1 week's footage. They are going to expect it to be done in 2 days, 3 days at the most. So you need to be very very fast in syncing your footage. You can't take your own sweet time. And मैं एक दिन में आधे दिन का footage sync करता हूँ is not a valid real world statement that you can make to your editor or the person that you report to. So start learning how to sync footage. Start reading up on what are the ways to sync footage. आप Resolve में अगर काम करते हैं तो Resolve में auto sync होता है. इनफैक्ट Avid में भी अब होता है. सारे ही NLEs में होता है, बट वही इशू है. टेक्निकली अलग अलग आपको रिजल्ट्स मिलेंगे हर NLE में, जहाँ पे आप ऑडियो वीडियो पॉपुलेट करके सिंक करने की कोशिश करते हैं. तो सो यू शुड नो हाउ टू sync the most footage in the least amount of time. That is your ideal target. So if you can master that, you are set as an assistant editor because these are the first tasks that you are going to be given usually. Syncing footage, importing footage, organizing the project. These are the first things that you are going to get your hands on to do. आपको अगर आप एक्सपेक्ट करते हो कि आपको बोला जाएगा कि मुझे ये सीन का एडिट करके दो, अगर कोई बोलता है तो बहुत अच्छी बात है. यूजुअली नहीं होता है. यूजुअली आपका पहले जॉब पे, unless you have valid experience, you are not going to get to edit anything. तो आपको अगर एडिट करना है तो ये सारी चीजें आप पहले सीखिए, ये सारी चीजों में परफेक्शन लाइए, और देन देयर इज नो लेसर बेंचमार्क देन परफेक्शन। आपका फुटेज अगर सिंक है तो वो 10 दिन का फुटेज है, 1 दिन का फुटेज है, या 100 दिन का फुटेज है, हर क्लिप 100% प्रॉपर सिंक होना चाहिए। उससे नीचे का बेंचमार्क डजंट एग्जिस्ट। ये बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है। ये आप, बिकॉज मैंने भी ये किया है, I've had debates or arguments, if you want to call them, with people I have reported to in the past, saying that हाँ सर बहुत काम था तो ये 10 दिन का फुटेज सिंक तो हुआ है सर, लेकिन ये 4 क्लिप ऑफ सिंक हुए होंगे। तो these things aren't acceptable। ये बोलने में बहुत छोटी चीज लगती है, बट अब आपको नहीं पता वो वही क्लिप कितनी इंपॉर्टेंट आगे जाके हो सकती है। वो आपको धीरे धीरे आप काम करते जाएंगे तो आपको पता चलेगा कि how every clip that has been shot in a set, or for that any matter, if it has been shot and if it has arrived on the edit table, it is as important as any एक्टर का रिवील शॉट हो गया, या डायरेक्शन की तरफ से मार्क होके आता है अगर कि ये शॉट तो बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है, वैसे ही हर क्लिप, हर शॉट इंपॉर्टेंट होता है, अनलेस यू हैव बीन आस्क्ड टू not use it. In that scenario, yes, you can probably skip it, but apart from that, आपको डायरेक्शन से हमेशा आपको यूजुअली कॉल शीट्स कह रहा हूँ, सॉरी, क्या कंटिन्यूटी शीट्स मिलती हैं फॉर यू टू टू एड यू इन योर सिंकिंग। ठीक है, प्लीज डोंट कंसिडर देम एज योर बाइबल। They are made by a human who can also, make mistakes just like you. आप प्लीज मैन्युअली चेक कीजिए अपना फुटेज, आपको कितना फुटेज मिला है, कितना फुटेज शूट हुआ है उस दिन में। ये सारी चीजें यू शुड बी ऑन टॉप ऑफ। there can't be any scenario where someone else knows more than you regarding these few things, that is footage कितना शूट हुआ है, फुटेज क्या आपके पास आया है नहीं आया है, और क्लिप्स अगर ट्रांसकोड हुई है तो किसने की है और कब मिल रहे हैं। यू आर द पर्सन दैट शुड नो मोस्ट इन द प्रोजेक्ट और इन द एनवायरनमेंट दैट यू आर वर्किंग एट, इफ यू आर एन असिस्टेंट एडिटर। तो यू शुड ऑल्सो गेट टू नो हाउ अ DIT वर्क्स, उसका वर्क फ्लो क्या है। ये सारी चीजें आप प्लीज बहुत ध्यान से पढ़िए इसके बारे में, आप जानकारी हासिल कीजिए, क्योंकि ये सारी चीजें ना आपको ये सब लोग और ये सारी एक्सक्यूज मी वर्कफ्लोज से रोज इंटरेक्ट करने पढ़ने वाला होगा। इफ यू आर सीरियसली प्लानिंग इनटू गेटिंग इनटू एडिटिंग एंड वर्किंग ऑन फिल्म्स और टेलीविजन कंटेंट, एनी कंटेंट, तो इट इज बेटर दैट यू नो थिंग्स इन एंड आउट, सो दैट आपके ऊपर अगर कोई ऐसा सिनेरियो आता है जहां आपको पता नहीं है क्या करना है, तो यू कैन हैंडल इट वेरी टैक्टफुली। अगर आपको प्रोसेस ही नहीं पता होगी, अगर आपको वर्कफ्लो ही नहीं पता होगा, तो आप ना कहेंगे कि हाँ ठीक है, अभी मेरे को तो यहाँ तक पता था, इसके आगे क्या करना है मेरे को नहीं पता। यू विल नीड हैंड होल्डिंग when you get stuck, and that is a scenario that people who you will report to hate. They hate coming and helping you out. So you should be self sufficient. मतलब ऐसा नहीं है कि वो आके आपको हेल्प नहीं करेंगे, but it will be marked. That is more important कि आप ये चीज मार्क हो जाएगी, क्योंकि people very silently observe how skillful you are and how you manage when there is a problem. If you are able to manage things on your own, ये चीज भी नोटिस होगी और आपको इसका फल मिलेगा आगे जाके। अपार्ट फ्रॉम दिस, आई मीन ये सारी चीजें मुझे शेयर करनी थी अपने एडिटिंग स्टूडेंट से। अपार्ट फ्रॉम दिस, इफ देयर आर एनी क्वेश्चंस टुवर्ड्स मी, आई विल ओपन दिस सेशन फॉर क्वेश्चंस एंड वी कैन डू दैट।
So anyone, whoever has any queries or anything, you can ask Prateek.
So,
Yeah.
So as you said, you had already previously worked in the industry
Mhm.
before joining Whistling Woods. So what was your
Right.
reasoning for joining? Like, what did you think you lacked that you needed to join the
Okay.
industry?
Okay, got it. So, see, as I said before, I was doing DIT work. DIT work most probably is non-creative work. The most creativity that you will be able to show is applying a LUT on something. ठीक है? So it is out and out technical work, and technical work becomes monotonous after a point in time. ठीक है, आप इसको एक दिन कर सकते हैं, 2 दिन कर सकते हैं, लेकिन आपको अगर कोई बोले कि ये काम टेक्निकल काम है, ये रोज 10 साल करना है, तो आफ्टर पॉइंट इट बिकम्स मोनोटोनस. आई डिडंट वांट टू गेट मोनोटोनस, which is why I thought कि I should get myself properly educated in film editing, and I joined Whistling Woods.
Sir, Shubham here.
Hi.
Sir, you mentioned at the start of the class that you were on Resolve and you were unwilling to shift to any other NLE. So when you did shift, what were the things that helped you shift? Because some of us are in a similar
I think you
position.
got me wrong. So I'll tell you exactly what happened. I think we were shooting on ये HD project था शायद हमारा, तो वो P2 कैमरा पे शूट हुआ था, if I'm not mistaken. तो तभी Avid में सीधा import नहीं होता था P2 का footage. We had to go to Resolve first, convert the footage into MXFs, and then get it into Avid to edit it. Right. So I took the footage in Resolve, and then I just didn't leave Resolve because आगे के steps मुझे नहीं करने थे. I was lazy to do all of the rest of what I just said. So I didn't step out of Resolve. I edited my short film within Resolve. That's what I was saying.
Sir, some of us, like me, I personally have an NLE, a preferred NLE, which
Okay.
is I feel which is hampering me to shift to Avid completely. So if there are any tricks
Okay.
that you would suggest, or is it just will that will get you to shift or learn Avid?
See, first of all, you need to sit and think why you prefer that NLE. If it is only because आपका हाथ बैठा हुआ है उस NLE पे, it is not a valid enough. I wouldn't say excuse, but it is not a valid enough reason for you to prefer that NLE. तो आप पहले पता करिए आपको वो NLE क्यों यूज करना है. अगर सिर्फ if the only reason why you prefer that NLE is because you have worked on that NLE for the longest time, that's just convenience ना. फिर तो वो convenience का ये हो जाएगा. कल को अभी FCP7 का सपोर्ट बंद हो गया है, थोड़े दिनों में सिस्टम्स भी जो सपोर्ट करते हैं 7 को वो मिलना और मुश्किल ऑलरेडी हो गए हैं. तो अगर कोई बोलता है कि मैं सिर्फ FCP7 के अलावा किसी और NLE को हाथ भी नहीं लगाता, he is going to go off work.
Thank you, sir.
So
Okay, I can also share my experience on that.
yes, sir, please.
See, we started with film editing. Okay, we're trained for a film format only. But after passing out, since I didn't assist anyone, which was the right way actually, okay, I started working as an independent editor. So video editing, I started with linear system. So I had to learn that. Okay, after learning, I worked with U-matic, low band, high band, and later beta analog, DG beta, then DV, DVCam, DVC
Right.
Pro, all those formats, and then NLE. What you are saying, NLE is basically non-linear editing. That's a incorrect
Right.
word
ये
basically.
तो अब सबसे latest है, right?
So NLE actually the
Right,
film
right.
editing was also NLE if we are referring to non-linear. Okay, so film editing was also non-linear.
Right.
Now we can call it, the right word would be non-destructive editing or computerized editing. Right, Vivian? You can agree with that.
Right.
Vivian knows. Okay, so constantly you need to upgrade yourself. Okay, from film editing, I
Right.
learned linear editing, then computerized editing, and in computerized editing, I started with Avid Media Composer. That was in '94. And then Media 100.
Right.
Then Edit 5, 6, 7. Then FCP3 I started with. And as Pratik
Right.
said, 2011 FCP7 discontinued from Apple side.
Correct.
Okay, and we continued for another 2-3 years, and then we decided to start Avid Media Composer because that was the latest
Right.
trend at that time, and now it's I
Right.
think ruling completely. 80% is Avid Media Composer only. And
Right.
few more, maybe 90%
Right.
today. All huge projects or those professional projects. Like
Yeah.
I interacted with
Films, majority films
Majority.
and big projects do
Yeah.
happen on Avid because
Avid.
of
Stability.
ये stability and ये आपका project management is way
Media
better
management.
compared to other
Yes.
softwares. Yes.
Like
Media management, sorry.
I was editing one film, I think 3 years back. So I consulted Neil Stadvelkar. You must have attended his classes also. You all must have attended his classes. So he said, if you have money, then go for Avid Media Composer. If you don't have money, go for Media Composer. That was his statement. So Avid Media Composer is the most stable machine. And like we are discussing, 90-95%
Right.
is Avid Media Composer. Adobe Premiere Pro, I have edited already to 3 feature films. But again, there are certain issues which actually you face while transporting at the last moment. So you may get stuck at any moment of time,
Right.
and you will not get any technical support on that. And FCP 7,
Right.
yes, we are not getting any technical support at the moment. And the digital format, it's a nightmare situation basically when you are doing it with FCP 7. The rendering issues and then incompatibility issues, all those things happens. Okay, so there are certain issues
Right.
basically what you face. So right now, Avid Media
Right.
Composer is the best machine. Okay. And
Definitely. If
any
you,
other issues? Yeah, Pratik.
Right.
Sir,
if you want to targetedly be into films and long format content, I would suggest that you take Avid very, very seriously. If you will not, you can definitely check this with Prashant sir. A lot of alumni who have passed from Whistling Woods before, previously our seniors, have come back to, they've taken a sabbatical from work and they've come and attended Avid classes because that's what's required in the market.
Yes.
So, at least if you want to do films and other big budget, important content. All content is important. I don't want to bifurcate, but there are people who will only edit on Avid, and if you are going to get the opportunity to work with them, you will have to know Avid, or else you won't work with them. It's very simple and non. So that's what I would like to share. हाँ sir, आप कुछ बोल रहे थे. Sorry,
No, that's it. Basically, Avid Media Composer. That's the latest machine that one should be focusing on.
Right, sir.
Because of its
Right.
stability, because of its media management or project management. Everything is
Right.
stable. And once you
Right,
start,
sir. Right.
you cannot go wrong in it. Because there is one way of doing it. There is no multiple way of doing
Right.
it like FCP 7 or all other software. Okay.
Yeah. So Avid is a little rigid in the way it wants certain things to be done in a specific way. It is designed in a certain way because of certain things. अभी वो theory में जाने का कुछ मतलब नहीं है, but
नहीं है.
the point is कि आपको footage import करना is something completely different from how you would import footage in an FCP or in an Premiere Pro or any other thing. So, but because it is very different from other things, आपका footage online अचानक से offline भी नहीं जाएगा. ये भी उसका
Advantage है.
advantage I would say है, unless user created कोई issue हो, आपने अगर हार्ड ड्राइव बदली है, आपने अगर कुछ फाइल्स हिडन कर दिए हो. Apart from that, if you aren't meddling with your media, your footage will remain online even if you open your project 10 years later. That is how sorted media management is on Avid, which is a very good thing. And especially if you are working on projects that are going to last for years, this is a very, very huge advantage, because you don't have to keep figuring out where your media has gone. Right.
Any more queries from the students or issues that
Yes,
you have
sir.
faced while doing your own classroom exercises or projects?
Yes, sir. I had two questions, sir. You mentioned time code syncing. So so for that, a time code jammer has to be used on set. So are time code jammers used on set these days?
See, the projects that I've lately worked on, mostly all of them you do time code jamming. So yeah, it depends. I mean, the only way to sync jam sync time code isn't using a jammer. I mean, you can use. There are multiple ways of doing it. Vivian sir would also know about it. So it depends how you do it. The one way is to get a tentacle sync or a particular device for you to do it. But there are other ways to do it as well. So now I don't know what ways they use on every other set. But yeah, most of the footage that I have handled in the last, I think, 3 to 4 years is mostly been jam synced. Unless it is pure action stuff where there are no dialogues.
Also, like you said, looking at the claps and manually syncing the footage is obviously obviously a more like effective way, but it is faster to do it using waveform sync or the other methods which uses. Yeah. So because you work on multiple projects, and also, as you said, an assistant editor needs to work much faster. So what would you suggest? Like, so should you use?
So see, how I usually approach this is I first will try to find out if it is jam synced or not. That is my first thing that I check. If it is jam synced, half of my work is already done for me. I just have to point the both audio time codes and video time codes to each other. तो मेरा आधा काम सिंकिंग का तो हो गया है, वो सिर्फ मुझे दोनों पॉइंट करने एंड सब क्लिप्स बनाने हैं. तो आप पहले चेक करो कि आपका जैम सिंक्ड है या नहीं फुटेज. अगर जैम सिंक्ड नहीं है तो you should actually find out how to make sync beds. Sync beds are आपका अगर एक दिन का फुटेज है तो आप पूरा वीडियो फुटेज एक टाइमलाइन पे डालिए, एक अलग टाइमलाइन बना के आपका पूरा ऑडियो का फुटेज एक टाइमलाइन पे अलग टाइमलाइन पे डालिए, और फिर बिकॉज फुटेज इज शॉट लीनियरली इन अ पर्टिकुलर डे, आपके फाइल्स भी लीनियरली ही क्रिएट होंगे. तो आपको अगर दिन का फर्स्ट सिंक मिल गया और दिन का लास्ट सिंक मिल गया तो उसके बीच में यूजुअली लीनियरली ही सारे फाइल्स सिंक में रहते हैं. तो लाइक फॉर एग्जांपल, इफ वीडियो क्लिप नंबर 1 and audio clip number 1 are in sync, video 2 and audio 2 ideally should be in sync unless there is a while take in between or some other scenario. So you can use these tips to find out आप फटाफट सिंक करने के लिए ये सारे टिप्स, if you understand what I'm suggesting. Yeah.
Apurv, you're asking about that waveform syncing that happens with Plural Eyes also.
Correct.
Oh, so does the assistant editor do it, or does that come from the DIT?
No, DIT.
It depends. Now that's what.
Yeah. Yeah, Pratik.
It will again depend on what the deal is with production or DIT का क्या deal है उसके ऊपर depend करता है. When I worked as a DIT, there have been projects where I've only backed up footage and sent footage to edit. On other projects, I have synced footage for edit and sent footage to edit. So it entirely depends on what the deal is with the production, and that is most probably not going to be in your hands. तो आपको या तो सिंक फुटेज मिल सकता है या नहीं मिल सकता है, वो डिपेंड्स ऑन केस टू केस बेसिस.
So if in the production the DIT is supposed to do the syncing work, so doesn't that essentially make the assistant editor's job like, I mean,
I'm not understanding your question, sorry.
I think if the DIT, if for example, if in a production the DIT is supposed to do the syncing, so
Okay.
what, like except organizing footage, what else does the assistant editor have to do in that project then?
So okay. See, roles and responsibilities of an assistant editor are not limited to and only syncing footage and organizing footage. There are a million other things that occur while an edit happens. Be it looking for reference music for a scene that your editor has edited for you, be it looking for inserts. Abhi, for example, if we take the example of Drive, because it was a car film, interior stuff of the cars being driven was shot at a much later stage in the post-production pipeline. So we didn't have inserts of gear shifts, we didn't have inserts of acceleration, braking. ये सब inserts हमें बहुत बाद में मिले. तो तब तक we used inserts of films like Fast and Furious के inserts, अलग कार films के inserts. तो ये सब ढूंढना भाई असिस्टेंट एडिटर का काम है, आपका एडिटर नहीं ढूंढने वाला, ये सब ये आपको करना है.
Thank you.
Yeah, any more queries, questions?
सर एक यूजुअल ट्रेंड क्या है इंडस्ट्री का, लाइक अगर मेरे को स्टार्ट कर रहा हूँ असिस्टेंट एडिटर से एंड मुझे एसोसिएट या फिर मेरा गोल है, तो कितना लाइक टाइम होगा, कितना एक्सपीरियंस रिक्वायर्ड होगा, कितने साल?
From my personal experience, there is no recipe book या ऐसे कोई एक सेट स्टैंडर्ड फॉर्मेट नहीं है कि आपने 4 फिल्म असिस्ट कर ली तो आपको एसोसिएट बनाया जाएगा, आपने 8 फिल्म एसोसिएट कर ली तो आपको एडिटिंग मेन एडिटर बनाया जाएगा. ऐसा कोई रिजिड परफॉर्मा तो है नहीं. आप इट इज अगेन आपकी टेक्निकल एबिलिटी, आपके स्किल्स, आपका एडिट कैसा है डज डिपेंड. बट देयर इज अनदर थिंग दैट इज नॉट इन योर कंट्रोल इज आल्सो लक. ठीक है, तो इफ यू आर एट द राइट प्लेस एट द राइट टाइम, क्या बिना असिस्ट करके बिना अपने आप को शायद कोई अपनी फिल्म एडिट करने दे दे, ऐसा हो चुका है पहले. तो इट इज वेरी वेरी आर्बिट्री. ऐसे अगर आप मुझसे ये पूछ रहे हैं कि कितना टाइम लगने वाला है फ्रॉम एन असिस्टेंट टू एन एडिटर, कोई नहीं बता सकता आपको. मेरे हिसाब से टाइम की बात है वो. या तो आप एक फिल्म असिस्ट करोगे उसके बाद सीधा एडिटर बनोगे, या कई साल असिस्ट करोगे. इट अगेन डिपेंड्स.
Okay, Amritans.
Yeah, thank you, sir.
On this, I would like to come again. I have never assisted. Okay, I started as an independent editor from day one. But before coming to Film Institute Pune, I had assisted as an assistant director. Okay, in 2-3 feature films, and from scripting till the negative was cut or the release print was made, I was there throughout. So I had a lot of experience before joining Film Institute Pune. So that's how I could handle an independent project when I started as an editor. Okay. But today, if I look back, probably after passing out, I should have assisted someone. That's what I feel. Okay. And how long it takes, if you know, or if you go to IMDb page, then you can find one of my friend again who is no more, Sanjeev Datta. Okay, who has edited a lot of good films. He assisted Renu Saluja for 12 years. Okay. But people trusted him because he had assisted Renu Saluja. The name got associated with his career. And that's how he was trusted by filmmakers who gave him a lot of good films actually, or they relied on him. And today, a lot of other editors also, if you name those, okay, like Asim Sinha, who has edited more than 50 films, assisted Renu Saluja, Hemanti Sarkar, assisted Renu Saluja. So if you assist some year, few years also, okay, now the timing has reduced a lot with this non-linear editing system, because there are no branding happening. Like in our time, it was either film editor, video editor, or non-linear editor. So today, all of you are passing out as computerized editor who can edit video, documentary, ad films, corporate films, okay, feature films, web series in today's time. So there is no that kind of branding which is happening. कि ये तो video editor है, ये film नहीं कर सकता. ऐसा नहीं है. So the day you pass out and you're confident of handling a huge project or whatever project that you are getting, you can start. Okay, so there is no timing like that. You prove yourself, like Pratik said, Drive. Okay, the editor of that film was again one of our alumni. Okay, but he didn't complete. Something happened in between, and there were changes. He got, I think he assisted 2-3 films, and he got a huge film, big break actually he got of his lifetime. Okay, Ae Dil Hai Mushkil. He edited that. Okay, so timing, luck factor, what Pratik said is the right word probably. If you're lucky, you'll get your big break. Yeah.
No, very true.
Sir, I had another question.
Yeah, Suman.
You said that there are, in terms of like finding reference clips, reference music, and reference inserts in films where inserts are not shot or they need to be shot later.
Okay.
So suppose you find those inserts and that scene has been cut, and you find the music and that music, reference music, has been overlaid. You then, as an assistant editor, is that job to send that cut to the concerned music editor or the direction department to tell them?
Okay, is your question, should I be sending an edit outside the edit room? Is that the question?
Yeah, so when that the reference music, do you send the reference music to the music composer, or do you send the whole visual clip of it?
So again, it depends. Now, if you are going to work on films, because of the way we've worked on films since a long time, while doing post-production work, we divide the film into reels, because that's how actual films were also post-processed. We still do that when we're handling films, and you are going to be dividing your film. If it is a 2-hour film, we will divide it into more or less 14-15 minute K reels, and you would be sending those to all other departments, and that will include everything. So till you don't get, for example, your first cut has been approved for post, it will be sent as is with music, with reference music, with all the other film ka inserts जो भी मैंने अभी बोला था. It will be sent as is till you haven't been given shots of those particular inserts, or after your music composer composes for your film or your content, he will send across a file that आप फिर आपके एडिट के नीचे ले करोगे, और उस पॉइंट के बाद फिर आप रेफरेंस म्यूजिक नहीं भेजोगे. You will have to wait till your music composer sends you at least one piece of music. तब तक या तो आपको साइलेंस में भेजना पड़ेगा, या आपको आपके रेफरेंस म्यूजिक के साथ भेजना पड़ेगा.
Okay. And if you are using inserts which are for reference, and the inserts haven't come yet, those inserts sent to the direction department, or are they just kept in the editing?
Well, unless direction department specifically requests for a cut, it isn't usually shared with them.
Okay. Thank you, sir.
Okay. Any questions?
Ruchir, Rito, you don't have any questions? Hers?
Sir?
Yeah, Shubham.
Yeah.
Sir, this is completely from apart from like a proper film editing question. So when your cuts are sent out to people who cut trailers,
okay,
is the whole movie sent, or just the cut is sent, or is there like a subclip, or is the whole data shared with them?
Again, that depends on your arrangement with the trailer company that your production has chosen for you, and who is going to take that call कि क्या हमें actual media share करना है trailer company के साथ या सिर्फ approved cut share करना है. Usually मतलब depend करता है, दोनों चीजें की possibility दोनों चीजों की है कि हम अपना सारा मीडिया भी उनके साथ शेयर कर सकते हैं अगर people are in loop. और usually ज्यादातर मैंने ये देखा है पर्सनली कि अपना जो लॉक कट है वो शेयर होता है, एंड उनको जो भी ट्रेलर बनाना है वो ट्रेलर बनाते हैं, और फिर देन दे एंटर, मतलब वो एडिट रूम आएंगे और फिर क्योंकि मीडिया एडिट रूम में होता है, दे विल मैच इट विथ योर मीडिया ऑन, मतलब अलग प्रोजेक्ट बना के मीडिया मैच आपके एडिट रूम में होगा.
Okay.
वो करेंगे, उनके असिस्टेंट्स या जो भी है, देयर पीपल विल डू इट.
Thank you, sir.
Hello, sir.
Hi.
Yeah, I have a question. So my question is related, like, how do we approach any editor? Like, if we want, like, to get into film editing, we'll obviously have to start as an assistant. How do we approach any editor we want to work with?
ये क्वेश्चन मतलब इट डिपेंड्स ऑन, तो आप बाकी जॉब्स पे कैसे अप्लाई करते हैं वैसे यू हैव टू कीप कोल्ड कॉलिंग, कोल्ड मैसेजिंग, DMing editors if that's what you do, Facebook messaging. आप, it's the platform of messaging is your choice, but हाँ आपको करते रहना पड़ेगा till someone actually reads your message and replies when they have a requirement. तो yeah, I mean it is, ये सच बात बोल रहा हूँ मैं, ये I'm not mincing any words, ये सच बोल रहा हूँ. ये there are a lot of people I have messaged and who have never even bothered to reply back. So होने वाला, आपके साथ भी होगा, तो be prepared.
And you cannot blame them also.
Exactly.
Because I have also gone through that. See, there is a standard line in the industry. They may respond to your message or call, they may not respond to your call and messages, or they may just say, keep in touch. Okay.
Right, sir. Yes,
Yes.
बिल्कुल सही कहा.
Yeah. But when anyone is working, basically he's working with his team. So unless there is a vacancy, they cannot call you even if they want to. So if there is one work going in and they are taking another work, probably there is a requirement and they may call you.
So another thing that I have learned of my experiences, you see, आपके skills, आपका edit ना एक point तक important होता है, definitely important होता है, because this is you are going to be working in a professional setting where you are going to be editing something. But what's more important than that is your people skills. If you are a likable person, people like to be around you, people like to work with you, और आपका edit थोड़ा कम अच्छा होगा ना बाकियों से, you will still be called back to work on the next project. ये बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट चीज है, ये मैंने भी एक्सपीरियंस किया है, मैंने खुद देखा है होते हुए दूसरों के साथ. तो ये आप ये चीज भी इनकलकेट कीजिए प्लीज अपने आप में कि योर पीपल स्किल्स नीड टू बी रियली गुड. You need to know how to function in a team. You need to know, and again it goes both ways. You should also not let people exploit you. ठीक है, ये आप ये चीज का भी ध्यान दीजिए क्योंकि ये भी होता है काफी, क्योंकि आप I mean होता है ऐसे कि सारा काम आपको ही दिया जाएगा, तो you need to know when to say yes and when to say no, and for what to say yes to and what to say no to as well. So but again, it depends. If it is your first day on the job and you say no to something, you probably will not be called back. But yeah, so you need to earn certain tenure to be able to say yes and no.
More questions? No questions anymore? Khushbu, you don't have any question? Yeah, Namrata.
Sir, I have a question. So like when you're just starting off, like when you're just starting to work and like you have zero experience and no portfolio, nothing. So like
Right.
how do you, like,
Everyone does. Everyone starts at zero. So
yes, sir. So like how do you like start off? Because because there are very few people who are like ready to take you without seeing any of your work or anything.
right. So see, I'll tell you how I started. जो नील सर का नाम अभी प्रशांत सर ने लिया, he is, at least for films, Bollywood films and other films also, he's God in post production. ठीक है, literally भगवान है वो post production की दुनिया के. I interned with him as a receptionist for 6 months without pay when I started, because I was at the same position where what you are describing right now, without a portfolio, without any experience. I just said I want to intern with you. I will do whatever it takes, and I guess he saw that and he let me. But I was as I was handling phone calls, I was doing receptionist work, non-film related work for 6, 7, 8 months probably, and then I was moved on to doing basic DIT work. Not even DIT work. I was a production runner, post-production runner, delivering hard drives all over Bombay, from the office to Prime Focus or any other client space. So yeah, I mean, के पास अगर नहीं है portfolio, तो you be ready to do menial jobs, quote unquote, and prove yourself.
Okay, sir.
But there is always a way. I mean, if that's what you're asking, if that's what your question is, okay, will I be able to manage if I don't have any content that I have edited or created? Yes, you will be able to, for sure.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Questions? That's it. No questions.
सर अभी भी बच्चे उतने इंटरेस्ट दिखा रहे जब हम होते थे स्टूडेंट्स, आई गेस.
वो क्या है, see, once they start working they will have a lot of questions. right now a lot of
Yeah,
kids
yeah, that's the
basically they
thing.
don't know.
That's what that's what
Yes.
I'm trying to explain to them. Ki I mean, another thing that I would like to, since sir
Yeah.
has raised this point, please don't consider Whistling Woods as your normal college. It is not. It is a very, very professional place of learning. It is a technical training institute. Treat it as a technical training institute. आपको अगर college life enjoy करनी है, कोई और college में कीजिए. आपको आपके शायद पैसे बच जाएंगे उसमें थोड़े. तो I would honestly suggest कि अगर आपको college life experience करनी है तो आप कोई और college में जाइए. Whistling Woods is not the place for you to enjoy college life. आपको क्लासेस बंक करने हैं, चिल करना है, स्मोकिंग हट पे चिल करना है, कीजिए, कोई आपको मना नहीं करेगा, बट यू आर डूइंग इट ऑन योर ओन टाइम. तो ये चीज आप प्लीज ध्यान में रखिए. आप सबको मैं बता रहा हूँ, आपके माँ बाप ने आप बहुत मेहनत से, आप आई एम प्रिटी श्योर झगड़ के आप यहाँ आए होंगे, क्योंकि हर कोई आता है व्हिस्लिंग वुड्स में अपने घर वालों से झगड़ कर कि नहीं मेरे को जाना है वहां पे, अच्छा कॉलेज है, अच्छा कोर्स है, कुछ ना कुछ बन लूंगा, बन जाऊंगी, व्हाटएवर इट इज. सो अगर आप ये करके यहाँ तक आए हैं तो प्लीज वो शिद्दत कोर्स खत्म करने तक और खत्म करने के बाद भी प्लीज आप अपने में इनकलकेट कीजिए. यहाँ आने के बाद आप सिर्फ कॉलेज का कोर्स कर रहे हैं वैसे तो, लेकिन आप यहाँ जो सीखेंगे ना वो आपको, अगर आपको एडिटिंग में, अगर आपको पोस्ट प्रोडक्शन में रहना है तो आपको जिंदगी भर ये चीज काम आने वाली है, जिंदगी भर लिटरली. तो आप प्लीज ध्यान दीजिए ये सब चीजों पे. विवेन सर को तंग मत कीजिए क्लासेस में, जो वो पढ़ाते हैं कि उतना आप उनसे सीखिए, क्योंकि वो बहुत ही अच्छे हैं टेक्निकली. मैंने जब ज्वाइन किया था मैं तो तंग हो गया था कि इतना सर को पता कैसे है. तो मैं हमेशा उनसे, जब मैं 2 साल था कॉलेज में, मैं बहुत ज्यादा उनके पास बैठ के काफी चीजें सीखा हूँ, काफी चीजें उन्होंने मेरे को समझाई अच्छे से, जो मैं आज तक, अगर वो प्रॉब्लम फंसता है तो विवियन सर का चेहरा या उनने जो बोला है वो अभी तक मेरे दिमाग में आता है, और उसकी वजह से मैं आगे वो रोज काम में करता हूँ. तो ये सारी चीजें ना बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है. आप सारे प्लीज, आई मीन इफ आई एम टॉकिंग टू ओनली द एडिटिंग स्टूडेंट्स ऑफ दिस सेशन, के ये जो भी हैं आपके एडिट डिपार्टमेंट में, वो बहुत अच्छे टिप्स आपको बहुत अच्छे से आप बताएंगे. प्लीज वैल्यू देम. आप उनको जितना अच्छे से सीखेंगे ना, आपको लाइफ में कम प्रॉब्लम्स, अगर आते भी है प्रॉब्लम्स, और प्रॉब्लम्स आएंगी, डेफिनेटली आएंगी, you will be self-sufficient in solving them, which is very important in the line of work that you have chosen. क्योंकि लिए there have been scenarios where, for example, एडिट का कोई इशू है या कोई एक्सपोर्ट का इशू है, कोई बिन करप्ट हो गया, ये रोज होगा आपके साथ कभी ना कभी. तो फॉर दिस पीपल टू फिक्स दिस, पीपल चार्ज मनी आउटसाइड. ये जो विवियन सर आपको एडवाइस फ्री में देते हैं ना आपके इसमें, पीपल चार्ज मनी आउटसाइड फॉर इट, and production is going to pay, not you. But if you can show to production ke boss, listen, if you go outside and get this fixed, you are going to be charged this much amount of money, I'll fix it for you, it's okay. But you need to know how to fix it. That is, ये आप बोल के फिर आप वहीं पे फंसे रहेंगे तो फिर वो it is going to be a bigger problem for you. But if you can fix the solution, if you can find the solution by yourself without making production spend money, because आखिर में ये घूम फिर के सारा पैसे पे आने वाला है कि आपने कितने पैसे खर्च करवाए हैं, कितने पैसे खर्च हुए हैं. ये सब चीजें अभी आपको नहीं समझ में आएंगी, आपको बाद में आगे जाके ये सब ताने, ईमेल सब मिलेंगे आपको पढ़ने के लिए बहुत टाइम से. तो आप try making yourself as, at least as assistant editors, try making yourself as self-sufficient as possible. Make Google your best friend. Don't go and ask your editor for the solution. That is the first thing that you can do. But after a point, your editor will be like, have I come here to help you learn things, or have you come here to help me out? ठीक है, तो make Google your best friend. There are amazing forums on the internet. Facebook पे हैं, avid editors of Facebook है, if we are talking about avid. DaVinci के ग्रुप्स हैं, Premiere Pro के ग्रुप्स हैं, Reddit पे काफी इंफॉर्मेशन शेयर होता है. हर जगह पे there is इतना इंफॉर्मेशन है कि एक आदमी वो सब जान भी नहीं पाएगा, उतना इंफॉर्मेशन ऑलरेडी एग्जिस्ट करता है. तो आप ये सारी चीजें ना प्लीज, अच्छा होगा कि अगर आप ये सारी चीजें आपको पता है कि एग्जिस्ट करती हैं, तो जब आप फंसेंगे ना तो ये सारी जगहों पे जाके ढूंढेंगे तो आपको प्रॉब्लम कहीं और जाने के बजाय खुद सॉल्व करने मिलेगी. एंड दैट इज अ वेरी गुड थिंग इन आवर लाइन ऑफ वर्क, दैट यू कैन सॉल्व द प्रॉब्लम दैट इज इन फ्रंट ऑफ यू अलोन.
I have a question. I wanted to ask you this thing. Like, since we were talking about portfolio, and as you know, all of our portfolio will be lacking as a student. So if we don't get,
but it's a student portfolio, right? So it will not be considered as, it will not be compared with a professional portfolio. So
yeah, that's true. That's true. So
right.
what I'm asking is that, like, if by chance we make a portfolio out of what's it called, PPs or even advertisement field, do you think there is any chance that we can switch back again to film editing as well?
Sorry, I didn't. Your question is, if you move into advertising, like cutting advertisements or getting into advertising, and then can you come back into films?
Yeah, true.
Okay. So unless you're being offered to edit the advertisement yourself, you will again report to a person or you will be assisting a person. Okay. Now, how things work is editors will take up a project, for example, a big film, and side by side there will be other work that will come towards the editor, like advertisements or smaller content that will be offered to them to edit. So if you are proficient, if you are all the things that I have discussed in this session, ये सारी चीजें आप अगर inculcate करते हैं तो आपको एडवर्टाइजमेंट्स में पे भी काम करने मिलेगा, फिल्म्स पे भी काम करने मिलेगा. तो ये कंपार्टमेंटलाइजेशन पहले होता था ज्यादा, कि अगर आप फिल्म्स में हैं तो फिल्म्स में ही रहेंगे, एड्स में हैं तो एड्स में रहेंगे, टीवी एडिटर हैं तो टीवी एडिटर ही रहेंगे. Today the lines have blurred a lot because of the internet, a lot of things. So I would suggest that if you want to explore all fields, if you want to get into advertising to test the waters and then go into films or vice versa, you find a mentor who does all these things and then try and assist that person so that you get to experience both best of both worlds.
Got it.
More questions? That's it. We'll end the session.
So जल्दी जाने दीजिए बच्चों को.
Okay, so see, basically why this session happened. We are working on our new curriculum for 2022. So
all right.
We always we have tried to update ourselves in terms of
right
learning technicalities or including those in our curriculum. Okay, we have been doing that. So this is the time again where we are working on our curriculum. So I asked for suggestions from all the alumni, most of the alumni and industry professionals. Okay, and they responded very positively, and Pratik also suggested certain things, and he very graciously agreed to take a session with you guys. Okay, where he could have shared his experiences, first-hand experiences. And I said, yes, please come in and share your experience, because that is how basically we are constantly in touch with the industry, what is happening there. Okay. Otherwise, there are certain situations. If I talk about my alma mater, okay, Pune Film Institute, when we were students, we had teachers who were teachers for 20, 25 years, and they didn't have any connection with the industry. So here you have teachers who are constantly working in the industry and also
Right.
And I had an interaction session again in Instagram with Nitin Boyd. Okay, very recently, I think last
Right.
15, 20 days back.
I watched that. Right.
So
Yeah, I was
again,
just watching. Yeah.
Again, he also suggested as an assistant editor, the first job that you will be getting is mostly technical work. Okay.
Right.
No one will ask you to edit from the first day. So technically become very strong, perfect your technical knowledge. Okay. And as far as aesthetics goes, very rightly Pratik said, it will not go waste, but immediately it's not going to help you even.
Right.
I can talk about my first professional project, which I did, the experience of that. I edited the first project, okay, in a very classical way, the traditional editing method. Okay, it was a corporate film, and the duration became about 21, 22 minutes something. Then the director came in, he saw it, and then he said, take this out, take this out, take this out, take this out. And that was ruining my rhythm, pacing, and a lot of logic, what I had in terms of transition and all that. So at the end of it, when we had a very heated argument, he said, नहीं, सब कुछ ठीक है, तुझे काटा है, बढ़िया है, सब है, ठीक है. लेकिन जब तक कॉर्पोरेट फिल्म है तो उसका एग्जीक्यूटिव डायरेक्टर और द मैनेजिंग डायरेक्टर उसको 5 बार नहीं दिखाता हूं, प्रोडक्ट को 10 बार नहीं दिखाता हूं, तो इट्स ऑफ नो यूज. So these are
client is God.
Yeah, client is God. And they are top management people. Okay, उनका इंटरव्यू 4 बार दिखा दो, भले बकवास कर रहे होंगे, लेकिन when they see their faces, they feel very happy. When they see their product so many times,
right,
they say, okay, हमारा काम हो रहा है. Forget about your transition, forget about your continuity that we keep hammering in your first semester, second semester.
Right.
Later, I only tell you to forget about continuity, look at the impact. So that's what basically helps you. And a lot of good suggestions actually came from Pratik, and a lot of other alumni also have given very nice suggestions, Pratik, which we are going to include in the new curriculum.
Definitely, sir. I think it will help. I mean, students ko to benefit hoga hi, but in turn, when students pass out from our college, it is going to benefit our editors only. Because यहाँ से जब students pass out होंगे तो किसी ना किसी के साथ assistant join होंगे, तो if we are मुझे काफी बार बोला गया कि I mean this is very specific to Avid, but Avid के अच्छे assistant editor मिलते ही नहीं है, is what I have been told a lot of times. So if there is demand and we have a lot of people who want to get into the industry, so I mean it will be really great if a lot of people from our college enter the field as proficient, capable editors, assistant editors, whatever you want to call them. But at least ये तो होगा कि they know their stuff.
Yes.
Which is very important. तो आप एक तो आप अपने आप को रिप्रेजेंट कर रहे हो और आप कॉलेज को भी रिप्रेजेंट करते हो when you work, तो वो भी अच्छी बात होगी कि आप कॉलेज का नाम भी थोड़ा ऊपर अगर कर पाए तो बहुत अच्छी बात है.
ये तो वही आता है ना, ये सीखा है तुमने. क्या सीखा उधर?
हर बार सर हर किसी के साथ ये एक
Yes. We have also gone through that. But ठीक है, you learn it hard ways, and everything is not possible to teach or train in a school, film school.
Less proficient तो definitely थे तब.
But
definitely.
On the job,
not everything is not possible.
Yes. So if you know a lot of things where one independent editor, professional editor can rely on you as an assistant, that is the starting point, and there is no end to learning.
Right.
Okay. So with that, and a lot of suggestions what you gave, Pratik, in my WhatsApp message, plus from this session, I have noted it down and we are going to include it. And thank you so much.
Definitely, sir. That will be really great.
Sharing your experiences. Thanks a lot. And we'll be in touch again.
My pleasure. My pleasure. Definitely, sir.
Thanks a lot. So with this, I'm going to end the session.
See you.
See you.
Okay, sir.
Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you,
sir.
guys. Thank you, guys.
Thanks.
You've been a
Thank
great
you, sir.
audience. Thank you, guys. Bye.
Thank you.
Okay, bye.